another great episode of Undressed with Paul and Patrick and Little Snow White 90210. Bitches in the house.
Hey, Undressed bitches. I'm super excited because we have a really cool friend in the Paula 2 Beverly Hills boutique today.
Special surprise just for all of you.
Yes, and you will know him because he is a infamous celebrity astrologer. He's like worked with everybody, done everybody's charts, done everybody. Can I say done everybody?
He's done everybody.
Anyway,
up and down the sidewalks, everybody.
Depends on which position.
Exactly,
Yes.
bitch. We are welcoming Kyle Thomas in the house.
Thank you so much for having me.
Does it matter what this calendar that we don't even know what the calendar is because the 12 months that we've been given?
So, I mean, technically here, I mean, there are so many deep levels of minutia and nuance
Yes.
to any chart.
Because there's another calendar. There's multiple calendars.
Yeah, well, there's also multiple different kinds of astrology. You know,
Sure.
like you can look at like Vedic astrology, which I don't. I focus on Western astrology, which is tied to the seasons.
Yep.
And so
The seasons as in spring, summer.
yeah, so
winter,
those,
fall.
so
Okay.
they're like they're
It's
exact.
like the fashion.
Yeah,
Got it.
They're exact points in time that
Okay.
we go through every year.
Interesting.
Even though the constellations have shifted from there.
Yeah.
Again, that's okay, because we're a season-based astrological vehicle.
Got it.
And you know, we with each zodiac sign, there's 3 deacons. You know, so there's each one has like a main ruler and then a minor ruler, and and there's all that, but. I don't even necessarily focus on that. Like, there's some astrologers that like love to talk about asteroids and Chiron and and go. There's like there's like 100 different asteroids out there. I don't touch any of that stuff. But is it wrong? No. Am I wrong? No.
Yeah.
It's an art form.
Sure.
And so it's like you saying like, you know what? I like these kinds of beads. I don't touch this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I don't make any
you're-
yellow dresses.
Yeah.
I will if I have to.
Yeah.
But I don't make
You made
yellow.
Kimberly a yellow dress, and she looked amazing in Puerto Rico. Kimberly, you made that yellow dress for her, and she wore it in Puerto Rico.
That was gold, not yellow.
Well,
You're like, there's a difference.
it was canary. You told me it was
no,
canary.
No, there's a difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That was a little deeper.
But anyways, so what I focus on when I'm looking at like the nuances of the chart is less the deacons, but more about like your rising sign, which we can talk about your.
I will
like,
in a minute. We're going to talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Well, we want to get to know you more.
well, I love
Dating. So dating
Yeah.
life. Tell
Tell
us about your
us.
dating life. Do you have a dating life?
You get out. You were gay in Wisconsin and in Chicago.
Yes.
And then when you're in LA, the reason why you stayed for a minute, besides the work, and then now you're not in a
Wait,
relationship.
have you been in a relationship?
Yes.
You have.
course.
Yes.
What was your longest relationship?
4 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, I
Wait, did he have a boyfriend dick?
I was complete top during that time. So.
So what does that mean?
He didn't really need it.
He didn't need boyfriend dick? You always
He
need.
didn't have boyfriend dick.
Oh,
He
no.
did not, but it's okay
What is
because
bo-
I
so
do.
then because I want to understand what
boyfriend
is
dick
boyfriend
is if you don't have boyfriend dick, you have a small dick.
Not necessarily,
That's too
but
bad.
I do, so it's fine. He was happy.
No.
No.
I
TMI.
don't
TMI.
I don't care if you're top, bottom, or sideways. You gotta. The only reason why I'm gay is because of the dick.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you gotta have a dick.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like I want.
So
a
how long
dick.
has it been that you have not been in a relationship?
I have not had an official boyfriend since August of 2021. And
That's a long time.
yeah, but it's really
That's not.
It's really I don't know. I'm a romantic. I am a monogamist. I
Right.
prefer to have a relationship.
God, a gay
that-
person saying they're monogamous.
No,
Oh!
I know, but it's like that's really important to me.
Sure.
I'm very passionate, and during the pandemic, I was with my ex, who another Capricorn, and
Yeah.
I certainly wish him well, but that was not working for us, and so
That
after that,
controlling.
So
after
were
that
you
period
one of the
time-
people where people said that during COVID they either found out if they quarantined with a person they either loved them or hated them after COVID ended and that they couldn't live together and they broke up?
I think that it heightened
magnifies.
things.
Yeah.
Because we had started dating about 9 months before the pandemic officially began, and we, we're together for those years. But
Yeah.
I was looking at a cycle because again, I can make predictions for myself. It's not like I'm being psychic for myself, although I
Right.
can do that. I was looking at my chart and I was like, oh, I'm going into a cycle around relationships right now, and I was like, I don't want to marry him. So
Oh,
I was like, if I stay
wow.
with him,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of really like significant transitions, and I'm gonna either like break his heart even more, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna get stuck in this marriage.
So you recognize
So I was
certain
like,
attributes
yeah.
that you were
So you live your life by astrology,
Yeah, I mean,
basically.
yes, but I also give the universe the flexibility to
Sure.
surprise
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I get it.
And but of course I'm making predictions for myself all the time.
Yeah.
But again, so like after that, I actually was celibate for 2 years and I didn't kiss anyone. And I just needed time to heal.
Yeah,
I
of
needed
course.
time to focus on me and
Sure.
really, really reflect on what I wanted. And I've had a few different, 3-month to 6-month on and off things since then. But I it's interesting because as much as I'm certainly like I want to settle down and have a husband and get married and,
Yeah, of course.
and have a house and a backyard and I used to think that I would be a dad. I thought I would be a great dad, but at this point in time because my career is so important to me and I think that the world can really use my light. I think being a father at this point in time isn't necessarily on the table, and that's okay.
But
Really?
hasn't your focus become more your career or the impact that you have on so many?
Exactly.
That has then become your life and your journey.
Yes.
Then the fulfillment of an individual that you don't need.
Totally.
Yeah,
the
but you also
validation
don't
for.
want to like. Thank God Paul has me, because if not,
Thank God.
he would just be throwing himself into work all the time.
Thank
I love to
God.
party
Yeah.
and have fun and travel and do whatever, and
Yeah.
I
Get
am that.
robbed, pass around cash.
Okay,
lose,
I don't
you
like
know,
to
yeah.
get robbed. I was robbed in Amsterdam. Everybody knows
no.
that. But they caught the guys though. They didn't
Yeah.
catch them.
No, who caught the guys?
Okay, the police caught them. You chased the guy down.
I caught the guys.
Yes.
You're like, I'm gonna
Yes.
I did.
right?
He became so butch that day.
Hey,
He's like manifesting superhuman strength.
I
Like,
was-
leaps like a lioness.
yes,
My
my chart said that on
rips
that,
out his neck.
on that day I was gonna take
my
one down.
God.
Mars was really active in your chart that
That's
day.
right.
So
You know?
is there a certain type that you date?
Yeah,
What's the ideal guy for Kyle?
I mean,
a nice human.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly like would really hope for an individual who is ambitious and successful in whatever
Yeah.
they do,
Sure.
and has, I feel like, somewhat of a traditional
value.
and lifestyle. Like
Yep.
I'm very spiritual, and do I go to church? No.
Right.
Am I against dating someone that does? No, but
But you're not a weekly Sunday. Go to
yeah,
church.
but I'm very focused on building.
But you believe in
my-
God.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm focused on building my life, my possessions, my resources, my investments.
Yep.
I'm very practical around a lot of these things.
Okay.
But I also I want someone that can really be inspired by culture and art and intimacy and
Sure. And that's hard to find in
Yeah,
LA.
it-
Oh
I
my
wish I was
God, that's
available,
fine.
Kyle. We would have been
Right, right.
together.
right,
Like
soulmates and didn't even know.
know.
But yeah, it's like I feel like I
funny.
know who I am, and
Yeah.
I know that I can bring a lot to the table. But I'm also not desperate to find someone.
Yeah.
I'm I'm open to finding the right one.
Are you
but-
dating now?
I'm going on dates.
Okay. Do you go on apps or no?
Yes. So
Okay.
I really think Hinge is probably my favorite of them. I mean,
Okay.
I do have Tinder. I do have Bumble, but I haven't met
Can
anybody
I
on
say it
Bumble
must be
forever.
difficult because when you're in a career
Ugh, I'd hate it.
and when you have a job
Yeah.
and when you have goals and when
Yeah.
you have aspirations and you have a work ethic where you're committed. You're
Yeah.
committed to just not trying to figure out what your next step is, but you're doing 10 and putting one
Yeah.
more to the fire. It's hard to find anyone that wants to take the step with you because
Yeah.
they're either worried that they're not going to get enough of you or they're concerned that they don't have a space that
Yeah.
you don't have space.
Or they're
for
living a
them in your
fucking
life.
double life like the other person we just found out the other night. Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
Well,
God.
but here's the thing too that I think beyond, not even just beyond that, I think that when it comes to, so I went to school actually for psychology and undergrad.
Okay.
And I think that there's a lot of people, in particular gay men,
Mm-hmm.
that don't do a lot of self-reflection and are not aware of their emotional stimuli
Interesting.
and the reactions and their actual desires and needs.
Really?
And so I think that, and I mean, yes, mental health in general.
Do you
I think
think
is,
gay men in specific or
Yes,
just
because-
men in specific?
well, I mean,
'Cause there's a
no,
lot of
you're right.
men,
I mean,
like,
yes, I think you're right.
Straight men that think they're living this straight life, and it's like, you're not living a straight life.
Yeah, I think I think men in general can have a little bit less of an access because of the way that our society and culture is to their emotions and
Yeah.
being educated in a way to communicate them in positive, productive, healthy means.
I
was
agree.
really lucky that my mom was always that way, and my
Yeah.
mom's side of the family was like, Kyle, if you feel something, talk about it.
Yes,
Kyle,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
feel something,
Yeah.
feel it.
100%.
Don't push it down and don't hide from it.
Yep.
And I think that there's a lot of people out there that have baggage and they have not done the inner work on themselves
Mm-hmm.
to really, again, understand why they do certain things. And like, I'm not looking for an open relationship. I'm
Right.
not looking for someone that is going to be, tremendously promiscuous or tremendously
Yeah. Neither we're
You
not
know,
we're not in an
part-
open
like,
relationship. Would never consider it. We
yeah,
never would.
like big party
What
boys
do you
and
mean we're not? What are you talking?
We're
what are you
very
saying. Oh
we're
my
very
God.
open with our relationship. Everybody knows we're
They do,
together.
but we're not with other people, like in an open
Yes.
relationship. He knows what I'm saying.
yeah,
Oh my God.
no, and I love that, and
Yeah.
that's why again it's like when I first
I don't
met you
need
guys.
anybody else. I can barely deal with this one. I mean, when you tell me about his chart, I'm gonna go yes, yes, and more yes.
Well, yeah. So, anyways, I guess that's just sort of what I'm like.
I'm a handful.
I don't have. I mean, I guess I like scruffy otter boys, but like also it's
Scruffy otter. What's
Yeah,
which
you know,
one's
like-
an otter.
otters are like we're scruffy. We kind
They've
of have
got
like hair,
hair on
you
their
know,
chest.
scruffy.
Oh my
Yeah. Oh my
God,
God.
Kyle.
You know,
That's hilarious.
But I've also dated so many different kinds of men.
Yeah.
Different.
You want a
know,
good human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different color, different size, different I'm not talking about lower size. I'm talking about like height, but like
Yeah.
build and I am not out here looking for someone with six-pack abs. If they do, that's great. But I want to eat a pizza, so I don't give a shit about that. Like I don't, like I work out and I'm healthy and I think I'm attractive and I think.
Yes.
People
but LA,
find me
that's
attractive,
very
but,
a lot of that's what they
so-
want. They want the six-pack abs. They want they've got to
Yeah.
It's
not
very
eat
hard.
and-
Is it harder because when they find out who you are,
Yes.
then
I was gonna
that
ask about that.
becomes
Yeah.
like they want to get to know you for a different reason, or maybe they're just in the company to try to figure things out.
It
Yeah.
happens a lot, and it's interesting because it's like where I'm like at in my career is like, yes, I certainly have a name and people know who I am if you know the industry that I'm in.
Right.
But if I walk down the street, it's not like, I mean, it happens like every once in a while, but not very often, where people are like, "Oh my God, Kyle Thomas, can I take a photo with you?"
Yeah.
That's pretty rare, but it has happened,
Yeah.
and I live in Los Angeles, so it is kind of fucking cool.
course.
Yeah, of
and-
course.
But then
But you've built an entire framework around
Yeah.
that. It's not because of who you are.
But I'm sure you've
Yeah.
got a
That's
lot of
just
people
part
that
of
read
it.
your column, know which
Yeah.
Yeah.
every week they're looking forward
I
to it.
do.
Well, and the
yeah.
thing that I think is so cool is that like back when I was like pursuing, being in the industry in the sense of, being a writer and being
Yes.
a producer, like obviously the glitz and glam and the luxury of Hollywood has always been something that I've been interested in.
Yeah.
But I purposely like took a step back away from being in front of the camera because I wasn't out here to be like, I'm coming here to be famous.
Yeah.
I want to be famous.
Do
It's
you
like,
want
no, it
to
was
take
like,
this astrology though to TV. Is that your ultimate goal?
yes, there's actually, so I do have a deal
Okay.
currently. And, so if you guys ever know of any other projects, let me know. But I do have a really reputable company that
like
I'm
a
working with.
development deal.
That's
or
great.
whatever.
I do have a development deal, yes, with one of the most incredible
That's
places.
great.
But it is confidential. Can't really talk about
That's okay.
details. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of what I see with the next phase of my career is that
Okay.
like I want to be in magazines. Like I'm currently being published in, every continent except Antarctica.
That's great.
Which is so cool.
Yeah,
read?
very
And,
cool.
and I'm like, who's reading down there? Penguins, you know? If someone sent
who's
me
there? There's no
Yeah.
right? But so like that's an accomplishment for me. But like I want to
course.
be printed every week all over the world.
Yeah,
you
of
know? So
course.
that's a big goal for me. Like
Sure.
I want to like officially have a television career where I'm on multiple shows and I'm doing
That's
multiple
beautiful,
things.
though.
And but again, it's like it's not me sitting here being like I just think that I'm so fucking cool and
You
I wanna
are.
be, but I know, but that's not the point. That's just
Right.
like
Yeah.
I'm like I want to.
That's
I
not
want to
the
like
reason why.
because I love being in the industry. I've done it since I was so young. But again, it was like I took a step away from being in front of the camera to like be everything else and develop all my other talents. And then it was again when you're talking about the universe does, I do think destiny does happen, and I do think fate can be there. But and again, I do feel like that it called me, and I'm so grateful, and I'm really very,
Well, I hope
very
this
hopeful
works
and
out
excited
for
that like
you.
it continues to grow.
Our show, Gowning Out in Beverly Hills, airs
Yeah.
in 60 countries. And it
Yeah.
was really cool. And we were in Europe, and we'll talk about your trip to Europe. We had a lot of people that came up to us. Oh, they recognized, they saw the show. That's one thing. But one thing they love about the show is they love watching him sew. And they love watching him, the dresses. They like the sewing and the sketching. And it was really funny because
Well, because nobody else
season-
does it.
No, in
I'm
our
the
last
only one
season,
that-
I
You're
think
like
there was
digital
like
AI, make it for me.
You,
You know?
you saw me sitting at my sewing machine. That's like my happy place.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
yeah, and so
I'm gonna die.
That's
at that
one thing
sewing
we
machine.
always make sure we include
Aw.
sketching and sewing. We always do.
Yeah.
You're going to Europe
Yes.
this week.
Yes.
That's
so,
kind of exciting. So where are you going?
Yeah, so my good friends from high school, we've stayed in contact.
Okay.
They're wonderful, and they're like world travelers, and so we are
Perfect people to go.
Yeah,
with.
they planned the entire thing. I'm going
love
with their like
it.
2-year-old daughter. We're just gonna I want food, and I want museums, and I want sights, and I want wine and beer, and
Yeah.
You just
like
wanna
I
hang
just
and
wanna,
absorb
feel the
culture.
energy of
Yeah.
like these places. And so we're going to Sicily, Belgium,
Nice.
and Germany, and
And
I'll
you've
be there.
never been to any of them.
No,
Okay, so
no.
We've been to all of them.
Yeah.
Sicily is gorgeous.
Yeah, you're not going to be the same.
There is like
You're going to
Sicily,
make it
you
a
wanna-
trip every 3 months. You're going to be like, I got to go back.
In Sicily, you want to just get out.
Find me a
and
Sicilian
just
man, you know.
walk.
Oh, you will.
You just want to
honey.
walk everywhere in Sicily because
Honey,
there's.
I don't know how you're going to be able to see anything else if you're. I mean,
Single and ready to mingle.
Exactly. Belgium, I can't tell you much about. I went to Belgium many, many years ago. This last trip we went to.
we went twice.
And we slept. The first time we were so tired from the trip that we slept through an entire day of Belgium when we were in port there.
Okay.
And then on the trip back, the second to the last day, we went to Belgium a second time, and it was raining and pouring and snowing. And so we said, no, we didn't even get off the boat. It was freezing.
So guess what I did? Sleep.
No, we actually went to the spa.
I looked
I
at-
love
We went to the
sleep
spa
though. Like,
all
sleep
day.
is just
I can't. I don't get enough of it. But
Yeah.
I'm fine.
No, we went to the spa that day.
We did.
Yeah.
And
I
it was
love
great.
sleep.
It was amazing.
And I had no idea I was going to get another car with massage chairs that I was going to throw in.
Amazing. And
Wait.
Germany, where in Germany are you going?
I think we're going to be stationed mostly in Cologne.
Oh, Cologne's
Oh,
beautiful.
Cologne's beautiful.
Yeah.
We went to
and-
Hamburg. It was freezing,
Yeah.
snowing, very cold.
You'll like Cologne.
You have to
Yeah.
make sure you wear long john underwear.
I
like
don't know if
double
I still
or
have
You
those
have
order
anymore.
it.
Order
I'll
it
give
on
you
Amazon.
mine.
We ordered it. It
I
saved our
ordered 2
asses.
sets.
Can I get it in a day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one day you'll get
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I
Yeah,
need to remember to do this.
yeah.
I'll tell you which one.
You have to.
Yeah.
Just and they're not even expensive.
It's like $7.
Yeah.
And
It was
you
so cheap.
don't need the silky ones. You need
The thick ones.
the real ones.
And just wear that under your clothes, and you'll be okay.
you'll be
Otherwise,
fine.
you're gonna freeze your ass off.
Okay.
Did
And have something for your ears.
your
Because my ears were
bones-
freezing and
Your
scarves.
bones will hurt. I'm telling you, from the first second, your bones. You couldn't
Yes.
even open the door without.
Well, he's from
feet-
Wisconsin. Doesn't it snow
Doesn't
in
matter.
Wisconsin?
Doesn't matter. He's
It-
been here
I
for
know.
so long.
But that's what I'm saying.
His
so it's
body's
so crazy.
acclimated.
Yeah, it's like I
He
used
probably
to
can't
say,
even go to Wisconsin without
Right?
like fur.
Well, I thought I had like polar bear powers,
Yeah.
but back
No.
when you're in Wisconsin, you can walk outside and be in a t-shirt and it's like 30 degrees or whatever.
But Sicily
But
is going
ever
to be
since I-
nice. Sicily's not going to snow.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit
Well,
nice.
So I looked at actually
But it's
the
cold.
radar
it's
yesterday.
raining and cold, but
cold.
it'll
Yeah,
be nice.
it's gonna be raining rainy all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
places throughout the 2
But I don't think it
weeks,
snows. in
But it
Sicily,
doesn't
does
matter. Don't worry about the
But-
rain. It comes and goes. It's so
Yeah.
fast. It's like nothing.
Yeah, but I think Sicily is like 50 degrees right now,
Oh, that's not
and then
too
I
bad.
think that the other ones they were like low
Yeah,
40s.
yeah, absolutely. How long are
So-
you gone for, and where do you go first?
We're starting in Sicily.
Okay.
And then we're gonna be in Belgium. But I think, I mean, because he's just like a master plan with all
But
of
it's
it.
so
like,
weird of a trip from Sicily to Belgium.
When
to
you
Germany.
get to Germany,
Yeah.
save a little bit of energy for some German men. I married
some
one,
hot
and
German
I'm
men
telling
there.
you,
Let me tell you.
I don't. But,
yum yum.
but I don't think like so. For instance, like I don't typically hang or hook up. Like it's just not like one of my like.
Oh, honey,
Oh,
you're
you're
gonna
in
have
Europe.
to
You
hook
have
up.
to, and you're
I
single.
know.
You
You
have
gotta
to
hook up.
I need to know the stories of things that I could never live through.
I don't know,
wanna
but like again, I mean, even here, it's like so. I used to have a 5-date rule where
Yeah.
I wouldn't even like do anything with anybody until the 5th date, and so I would have guys that would like purposely be like, "Okay, we got to the 5th date, let's go," and I'd be like, "Don't push me into it." And I love sex, and I love
Okay.
intimacy, and I love passion, and I love.
Okay.
But part of it, it's like I just don't want people to be in my energy. Like, if,
But
Yeah.
Germany,
if I don't
but-
like, don't touch me.
but
if you-
Germany,
you know,
the
like,
men
if I
are
don't-
so-
Germany,
if
you
I
want
don't really
them.
like,
You
The
wanna-
men are so hot in Germany.
know,
Your
like-
5th date is going to be minute 1, minute 2, minute 3, minute
not
4,
gonna
minute
care.
5. Let's go, bitch.
bye.
You're not gonna care. You won't even think of Sicily anymore. But once you've had Sicily and then Germany, you'll get to pick which one you really want to stay.
I'll
with.
come back, you know, like we'll come back on for an episode
Yes.
of March, and I'll be like, well, this is what the sizes
And you know,
were.
and you
and
know
this is-
what?
This is
And-
what
and-
everybody tasted like.
And here it is. It's not about the sex. I want you to experience the experience of being in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And allowing the men that treat you differently there, because the vibe is
I
very
agree.
different,
Yeah.
to just enjoy that and not worry about it.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it.
100%, I agree.
As my brand builds, like I would like to release like individualized, personalized books and
Sure.
and have jewelry and
Yeah.
other products and things. But I'm currently like my main focus right now is like building out, you know, my television portion of the media.
Yeah.
Sure.
media. And then eventually I'll be able to bring in more people.
Will
to-
you ever start your podcast back again or no?
I love podcasts. I love podcasts. I my sort of like my inner dream right
Yeah.
now is that if I found someone that or a group of people or Sirius XM or whatever to like they produce it. I just get to come on each week
And be talent
and
and
be
do it. Yeah.
talent.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of work.
It
Either
is a lot of
way,
work.
it's
Yeah.
a lot
Well,
of
because
work.
I'm already writing everything that I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
especially, you know, because so if I'm doing like pop news, we're talking and breaking down like what's the zodiac
Right.
sign, what's actually going on, or
Yep.
it's I'm already spending hours and hours and hours and hours, not even being involved with actually being on it. So
Yeah.
it's again, I love hard work, but financially, it wasn't a move that I think I could have maintained.
Got it.
Because I just didn't have the manpower, and
It's a lot of
I wasn't
work.
making any money from it.
Yeah, I
and
get it.
there are other ways that I think, you know, again, being a guest on any podcast, I'm like,
Yeah.
let me know. I am.
Yeah.
I love
Absolutely.
It. So
Yeah.
yeah. I
Very
mean, we'll
cool.
see. Maybe we'll see. Yeah.
All right, we're going to do some hot topics. So we always like to bring our celebrity guests and give them a couple hot topics that are things that are going on in the media today and get your opinions on it.
Sure.
Julia Hart wins a big in divorce settlement. She walked into her $65 million penthouse.
Can you believe that?
She got like, I don't know,
$10 million in
gazillions of
cash?
That's
dollars.
insane.
And she was like, I'm wearing my fur. Look at me now.
Well, I want to know what her sign is.
I know, right?
You know,
that
like-
would be interesting.
because that would be like
she was battling her husband, Scaglia, for
So long.
And this week, I think
And
it
it
was
just
yesterday,
came through. I guarantee
she
you.
buried him in court.
I guarantee you, you would have done and said that your best month to close is January.
you're like now.
Yeah, do it
Can't get
now.
internet for some reason.
What's your opinion on it?
I mean, I think that, you know, ultimately victory is a beautiful and powerful thing. And I'm really happy that she's able to really significantly walk away with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, any divorce settlement is never going to be
Equitable for anybody.
a
It's not.
happy sort of thing.
No.
But I'm just like, hell yes. Congrats. You know, that's, I mean, again, because, you know, the layers of the pain that she's going through
Yeah.
of of the divorce. In
Honey,
itself.
at least you'll
know.
be showered in fur and
Yeah,
diamonds.
she's like, give me all of that.
She
You
did
know?
work that whole business.
Yeah.
They worked together for the longest time, so I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. Okay, I've got one. Balenciaga unveils the barefoot zero shoe today. Have you seen it?
I haven't. Can you show me?
Oh my God, it is the most hideous thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
I want to get your opinion on it. We're not even doing it for Runway Rundown, but it's, oh my God. Let me pull it up.
I'll be also.
It's like
I'll-
there's no shoe. It's like a shoe, but it doesn't exist. But it's like,
oh my god. Well,
I'm like, why? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I've also like ever since the election, I've been sort of like taking a step back from social media and trying to preserve my mental health. So that's why if some that you guys bring something up out, or, like I may not actually like even know it because I've been like,
Because you
know?
haven't even looked at.
Yeah. So, but that's why I'm like, let me see.
Our hot topic, other hot topic is Balenciaga revealed they call it the barefoot zero shoe. Have you seen it? It is like, this should be Runway Rundown because this is the most hideous shoe I've ever seen. It's so
That
expensive.
I would never ever wear that or buy that, and I wouldn't. I just feel like,
I'm not sure what it is.
yeah.
Your foot's exposed. I can't see you going through the subway with it, or even walking down the street because it's gonna fly off your.
That's why it's called the
It's
barefoot zero, but it's so
Yeah,
expensive
it's
too.
really
I can't believe how
impractical.
expensive this shoe
I
is.
can't.
I wouldn't wear it.
I wouldn't either. How
I
do you
would
wear
dig-
it though? It doesn't
No.
even stay on. It's only held
I'd
by
rather
your
walk
toe.
barefoot and know that I'm on the floor,
Right.
touching every like
You're like,
glass and.
but
nail.
realistically, you just want to glide. You just
I
wish you could
do.
glide everywhere.
But it's like, okay, like if it's Balenciaga, would you be like, okay, I'll wear it because it's
No.
Balenciaga?
My toes are my toes.
yeah.
Sorry.
I also
No.
just don't think toes are super sexy.
You know
I
what
just
that
think about
is?
it and think about that.
It actually reminds me of when you go to get a pedicure and then they give you that little.
Or when you're going to a spa and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go get a massage.
Oh.
Like that's
That's
totally
what
it.
it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really stupid shoe, but
I
it's
don't particularly like
It's
it.
not a shoe. Let's call it what it is. Piece of
It's a sleeve.
rubber. On,
It's a
you know
sleeve.
what? I rather get. I know what I'm gonna do.
Wouldn't that
I'd
hurt
rather
your
go to the grocery
toe?
store.
I think it would
Yeah.
hurt your big toe.
I'd rather go to the grocery store and get 2 little grocery bags and tie it around my pinky.
Oh my God. So that note, we should do Runway Rundown because we always do Runway Rundown with our guests. We're going to show you a couple pictures. Paul's going to describe for our audience what the pictures are, what they're wearing, and we're going to give our critique and get your critique,
Okay, love it.
just like we do on Jeff Lewis.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm going to do one. This is Adrian Brody, and he was at the Golden Globes. Paul, can you describe to our audience what he is wearing? And I fucking loved this.
He's wearing a tuxedo in an emerald green with 6
Gorgeous.
buttons, covered satin lapel. The shoes are polished. He looks very handsome.
Do you like the
And it's,
corsage, though? The little corsage?
I
He
think
looks greght.
I think you could have done without it.
Yeah.
But adding
love
that
it. I love the color.
makes it look like he just wants to take a little whiff of you, or it's so romantic.
It's really, really
and
lovely.
I love the
And it's
color on
double-breasted,
him.
right, Paul? It's double-breasted.
Double-breasted.
Yeah.
And it's a high collar, but it's and the satin buttons
Love it.
that match the satin.
This is
lapels.
Prada, by the way.
Very elegant.
I just think that the
Yeah.
color is not something we see quite as often,
Yeah,
and I
but it's a
really think that it
gorgeous color for
stands
his
out.
complexion, too.
It
100%.
definitely has that luxurious, elegant sort of feel to it, but it's very still masculine and grounded within it. So I think that it's a really nice
And he's
piece.
only buttoned the middle button, which is exactly how you should.
I saw
be
that.
wearing
Yeah,
it.
I like the way he was wearing the jacket.
Yeah, you wear it with the one button.
I've had
and
stylists tell me that too. So,
so
I was like, okay.
gorgeous.
And I love that his pants are so tailored.
What's going on with his
Tapered.
shoes?
I hate Prada.
Okay,
I
okay.
hate
Yeah.
when men
I
don't
almost wish he
tailor
was
their
doing something
pants.
a little cooler with the shoes, though.
Really? I like the shoes.
Well,
I
they're
just feel
not
like-
they're not your typical tuxedo, but they're glossed with the soles that are thicker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just feel like, especially you can do such really cool stuff with shoes. So my mom, for instance, as I had mentioned, she's one of my stylists, and she went to school for fashion, and she's certainly not at your levels, my dears. But she's got me some really fabulous, really interesting shoes. We went to New Orleans, and I got these incredible. They're like sort of sparkly, but understated and black, and like that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, if you have the resources and you have the stylists in fashion. Throw something else in there that's even a little bit.
Was that your first time in New Orleans?
Oh, yes. So that was our trip last year.
We have a house in the French Quarter. He loves New Orleans.
I really had a good time. Oh, and it's funny because I matched with this guy on Tinder, and he literally thinks I'm his husband. And I'm like, when are you moving to LA then?
That's so funny.
He's like, well, you're going to come here. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
We were such whores in New Orleans.
It's hard for people from New Orleans to move to LA because the language, the culture, and the finances are very different.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's a different world.
But he loves it.
I did. Yeah, I really did. The food was fantastic.
Oh, my God.
I was really, really, really into that. That was lovely.
So the next one I got is Timothy Chalamet, and he is wearing a jumpsuit created by Hader Ackerman.
He's a Capricorn.
Is he?
I fucking
creative.
loved this look.
He's wearing a cowl neck halter in a satin with a satin tie around his neck.
It's a jumpsuit.
It's not a jumpsuit.
It is. Look at it. He said it's a jump. Put it together. It's all together, one piece.
It's not one piece. Look, and it's a pair of pants. No, and it's a pair of pants. It's a top, a pants, and the.
We're still going to argue about this. That is a jumpsuit. It's all one piece. He made a big deal about it being a jumpsuit.
If it's one piece,
it's a backless jumpsuit. It's a
pair of pants with a cowl neck shirt that they attached
to
make it a jumpsuit because the lines are pants in a shirt. And then the tie is just like an ascot that's tied around his neck, falling in the front, which is a traditional necktie, but not worn in a traditional way.
This was in Cannes. I love that.
Yeah, I think he's
at one of the premieres, and I love the color red.
Yeah, he looks. That's really powerful.
I like
that's exciting. I would
wear something like that. Would you wear something like that? I would.
Yeah.
You would look hot in this.
Thank you.
I wouldn't, but you would look hot in this. I'm a little more modest. I would like to be covered up. I don't know why, but
I don't know.
He has more confidence than anybody. He can.
Do you agree with the socks though?
I like the boots. That's one of those things when I was looking down there. I was like, I think it's fierce.
I do like the boots. Then.
I think it's
they're
that's a great statement. Like for me, like again, like if I'm gonna, I was actually gonna wear it like some.
And
really
I don't think
fancy
he's
shoes
wearing
today,
underwear.
I
can tell you he's not wearing underwear.
He's not wearing underwear. Oh, he's not wearing underwear. Not wearing underwear. Close up on the crotch.
He's not wearing underwear. Well, I guess you don't have to.
No lines. I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's a great look.
Why be so constricted?
Now, on the other hand, we've got Nicholas Alexander Chavez from the Melendez brothers, and I hated this look at the Golden Globes. He's wearing a double-breasted maroon. Can you describe it, Paul? I hated it. It looks so
He's wearing a maroon suit that doesn't fit him quite the way it should, paired with a burgundy-colored satin shirt with the 3 buttons on top. So it's almost to the navel open. So the color, number one, is too dark. Number two, it's not a flattering color. The shirt doesn't match the jacket. And it looks like it's missing so many components, and it looks cheap.
Could he have saved this look if he wore like pearls or a cool necklace or something? Or no, just the look is tragic?
No, he needed to wear... number one, he needed to put pocket square. Number two, he needed to have a shirt that was more identified instead of more relaxed in the context of what he's trying to accomplish.
And it doesn't look tailored, right?
This
does not look tailored.
Does not fit. He looks like a tore up porn star going to the porn awards, and he was been up for like 48 hours.
I swear, this is not from the AVN Awards. This is from the Golden Globes.
Yeah, the hair, I definitely feel like I mean, even if this like weird swoop thing was gone, I think it'd be fine. But I also feel like it's like
he doesn't look put together.
No, the purple I think is an interesting choice, and I actually have like I've been going like my mom and I have been going like my wardrobe is like I need like 5 closets.
Like colors?
That's why like I hope whoever I do end up dating or marrying like is kind of my size because you get all my clothes. But I have something that's like that purple suit.
Yeah.
But I feel like what would be interesting is like I don't really like the red with that underneath it.
No, I don't either.
But like what about like what if you did something that was like not white but like a I don't know what like a pink
maybe a
or
pale
like a pale color.
Like
that could work.
You know,
that could work.
And maybe like
a mandarin color,
something
even, that
interesting and
had some
different.
texture.
Then I feel like it could scream a little bit.
This
more
one
for me.
came out of an Amazon package, and he put it
But
on right before he walked.
You know what I don't like about it, and I always hate this. One thing I love being with my husband is he tailors all my clothes.
Yeah.
Everything is tailored to fit me to a T.
I miss that because like when I was working with one of my other stylists, we would do that constantly.
Yeah, but men don't do that for some reason.
I'm so busy as it is that my other stylist, she lives in Chicago now. She's left LA. I don't have time to go.
You got to come see me, and I'll
like,
do it in 12
and
minutes.
And by the way, this
so
was
many
Versace.
clothes I
You
need.
could be up here doing your readings while I'm tailoring them.
Babe, by the way, this was
Okay, well, we need to talk
Versace.
about it.
Nicholas Alexander Chavez is wearing Versace, and it
Well.
I didn't like it. I just didn't like
We'll
it.
talk.
I don't
we'll
think.
talk about
I don't think Versace got to see that because he'd be turning over if he did.
Okay, we have one last look before you do your coffee read, and this is probably going to be you, Kyle.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God!
So, explain what he's wearing. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I don't know if...
You look so cute.
It's kind of cute. I
can say that you're wearing a...
It's gray,
very
right?
interesting linen jacket that is stylized, casual, with a collar that you have up, which is, I think, your signature, because I think you do that all the time.
Do you always put your collar up?
it. Not always, but I think I didn't see the photo. Oh, yeah. That one. Oh, yeah. So that's one of my favorite designers.
Yeah.
And
it's very high styled jacket where it's got
it's fitted, right?
lines.
It's totally fitted.
Yes.
It's got
incredible.
detail. The buttons match the and it's got very
The only thing
details.
I think you're missing is like a pearls or necklace or something on the neck.
So actually, originally,
or like maybe like
there's another photo of it. So what I had done with it, we weren't planning on even buttoning it or unbuttoning it too much because it actually goes around my neck.
Well, you're wearing a V-neck tee underneath it.
Well, we did that in order just to for no sweating.
Got it.
So
Got it.
I do love this look.
It's nice.
Ron Thompson is one of my favorite designers. This is Ron Thompson.
It's cute.
Like his stuff is really he's similar enough to John Varvatos, who I love.
Yeah.
So those are sort of like go-tos for me on a lot of things that I buy. But I
like the color too on you. Actually.
So that's why with this, my mom, she was like, we want to find interesting, unique stuff, and this is apparently more of a style that we see in Europe. Than in
it's very
the United
European.
States. So. Yeah, I was really, really pumped about this
You won't be able to
piece.
use this jacket where you're going, but it's a great idea. In the summertime you can, but not when
it's
you're
such
going
a European
now.
hot look. I really liked it.
You look
think you're
really,
missing
really
something on the neck. That's the only thing I think.
You look really, really
you.
nice.
Yeah.
You look sharp.
And you know what
look
else I
very
think you're missing is a really nice watch.
You're right. Yeah, I've been thinking about buying one.
You need a good watch if you're doing a high end European suit like that or suit jacket. You need a nice watch.
Yeah. Well, my plan is I want to do a couple more photo shoots this year before we start production on some of the TV stuff.
Yep.
And so
It's a good look on you.
I do have several different things, but maybe we'll go through some pics or
You look
something.
really great. I love
like it.
Thank you.
This is the same thing. They've always been present. But you have, for this person that you opened up the door to, you have to kind of let them go in a way that if because that's making, it's not a 50-50. That's making them happy to be around you. That's making them have wishes and hopes in ways that they can be with you. But you're not interested. So you know that their intention is not just to be friends with you. Their intention is not just to be able to be your, let's go hang out kind of a friend. They want more from you. Every time they see you, they yearn for more, which means they're taking away from you, not allowing an opportunity that is otherwise to show itself to you.
Interesting.
You're going to see.
It always
Think
fascinates
about
me.
it. And next thing you know, you're going to be like, I don't want to accept it, but it's that fucking guy. It's this guy. Maybe it's not this person that we're talking about.
It's funny.
But when it's revealed, the magic of what the cup does is when it's revealed, when it shows deep inside in some aspect of us, we know it. We just can't acknowledge it. And when we do, the realization sinks in and we're like, oh, I got to do something now.
Let me take pictures of his cup.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's right there.
I'm going to take pictures.
And this
of
may
the cup
not
and
be
send it to you.
somebody in LA. Because the way they're situated, could they be somebody that you've known that then you left?
This is very interesting.
Because this isn't a brand new person that you just met yesterday. It's not like you swiped right and left. So that's why the 8-year with the other person makes a little more sense to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This isn't somebody you're just like, oh, I don't. No,
So-
you know this person.
So this could be someone that, but they've been ever present consistently for the last.
Interesting.
I don't know if they've been present. They've always wanted
Consistently
to be with you.
wanted.
They've never
is what he's trying to
stopped
say.
wanting you. But there has to be some sort of a, and I don't know if there's communication at all because there's no other dots next to it.
Oh. So that means they're maybe
There
not
may not be communicating, but they're there.
Fascinates me.
So, I mean, I'm sure there are people that I'm not speaking to that still would like to be.
But why
Figured it
aren't
out.
you- well, let's say why wouldn't you be speaking to them though?
Probably because they fucked me over.
Okay, but that's no. If they fucked you over,
Or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like my 20s and was a very passionate whirlwind of love and desire and exes and sex and the magic of understanding and experiencing my sexuality. And then when I came here,
It's a whole new ballgame.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not to be TMI, but I was like a complete top throughout most of my 20s. And then I moved here, and the guy that I fell for, he was a complete top. And so he was like, if we're going to be together, you have to bottom. And I was like, what? I was like, are you seriously? Oh my God. I was like, I don't even know how to.
That's real love.
I was like, okay, fine, let me figure it out. And
Google.
right, I'm serious. And so we figured it out.
Yeah.
And it was, and then it was weird because it was like most of the guys that I would date in LA have been self-identifying tops. So I'm like, I'm not out here looking for that sort of energy.
Right.
I'm not
I just wanna be in a
sexually.
relationship.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sexually even looking for that relationship.
I mean, if you love somebody, you'll do whatever.
Yeah, but so I
You're
think
that person.
ideally it's like now it's like I wish that I was like, in a verse sort of thing. But again, I don't know how we got on that. I'm trying to
Think,
I'm like, oh my God.
I want you to think back to if there was ever a time that maybe you met someone and it wasn't the right time for you to be able to be in a relationship with that someone. Yet you thought, if you think back to it, you'd go, God, I miss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there are several men. There are several men out there.
Several.
Maybe it's you watching,
There's one
stalking me on your fake accounts on social media.
There's one
that
here.
that
I
I
don't know
would.
about
You're
the
going to
top-
start getting all these DMs.
I don't
after
know
this
about
drops.
the top, the bottom, or the side, but
Right.
I know that there's
The bottom, the side.
one person that you don't want to open the door to, either because you're afraid or you just don't know what it could be or if it could take away from your business. Do you know what I mean? There's always something like a hindrance that we fear.
Yeah, there's certainly men that I would say at certain times in my past or life, I've thought like, one that got away, or I wish that things would have turned out differently. And it's to be completely honest and upfront about it.
Yeah,
is I typically am the man that will reach back out either to be like, hey, how you doing, or like I'll re-add them online, or try to be like, hey, like, let's just open the olive branch. I miss you. Like, whatever. Who cares? I mean, you live in a different city now, or like you're in a relationship now. I'm not trying to get into your stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
So, and it really doesn't come from this like dramatic seeking, place that maybe in my 20s that I was like, well, no, I'll play a game to get who I want. I don't give a shit about that anymore. Like, I just don't have time for it. So that's why, again, I mean, I feel like there's a list of certain people that, I mean,
you'll think about it.
If I were to suddenly hear from a Capricorn or a Scorpio or
you're gonna be texting
a Taurus.
Me. Oh, of course you are.
What?
You're gonna be texting me real quick.
Or I'm trying to think of like any other major ones that would be.
Can I say that your personal space is like your sacred space?
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
In a way that I don't think you let many people in.
Oh, I certainly don't bring men over. No, I mean, I do if I'm gonna go on dates with certain people eventually.
But you don't. The energy that you have, that
very specific of who you bring into your circle, is what he means.
Oh, are we just talking about my living space or like my circle?
Your circle.
Orbit.
Yeah. I try to.
Like, you have to connect, and there has to be authenticity. Yeah. I feel like in order for you to connect with them, in order for you to even allow them to get to know you, not just a Kyle Thomas astrologer.
Yeah.
Not just a Kyle Thomas, I know your sign and I like reassessed you, or your energy. It's just the human of you.
Well, like, for instance, one of the things that I'm like, I've just loved and enjoyed so much is being able to spend time with you guys today, because I knew, like, having seen you guys on the show or having met you in passing, that, like, I knew we would vibe. But, like, 100%. Now I just, like, now I'm like, oh, my God, I, like, literally can see us being, like, really, really good friends, 100%. And so, like, but I think...
Like, I could hang out with you.
We would have a great time. And we are having a great time. We're hanging out right now, you know? Right? So it's... I definitely, I've tried to be more specific, I think, around who I share my time and energy with. In particular, because I've also, now that as my career has grown and things have changed over the last couple of years, people are also seeking things from everyone.
We know.
And then it's like, oh, I heard you worked with this celebrity. And I'm like, well, how did you find that out? Because, they heard from this person. And then, can you get me? Like, I did a reading today, and the guy at the end of the session was like, can you give me your agent or manager? And I was like, what? No. No. You know what I mean? Like, what's ridiculous?
We get that all the time, too.
Who's the letter A?
A what?
A. If I was going to give you a letter, an initial.
Is there a letter A in there?
No, there isn't.
Well, I don't know.
Let me see. Who's the letter A? This is it could be their first name, middle initial, last name. This is a person that's like your biggest advocate and wants, and they're like if there was a tree, they're the trunk of the tree. It doesn't say much, but wants to see you branch out, and they will hold the tree so tight so that you're able not to feel the wind as it shifts, and they want you to be so solid, and they're like that, like a vertebrae.
Interesting.
Like,
I'm trying to think of like
it's the letter A.
Where do you see it? Can you show me your seat? Let me see.
Right here.
Oh.
Like A. Oh my God, like, let me go through my phone.
That's interesting. That is an A.
Drawing a blank.
Like, it is an A. It'll come to you. You'll think of it. They always do.
Because I'm like, okay, like.
You see how the bottom looks?
In the cup. It's very interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So do you see right in the center here? It's a cursive A.
Yeah, you're right. That's
It's
interesting.
interesting.
That's super. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very significant.
So when I'm describing it to you, it's exactly the advocate. You know, like the trunk of a tree
Yeah.
is like the base, the foundation, you know, the one that people carve on all day. They throw things at, they hide behind. It's what's rooted.
Yeah.
So your strength, your energy, and you to be able to, like, you know, feel free to branch out
Yeah.
is because this foundation, this A, gives you the strength to do so.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going through A's and I can't
Did you take a picture of the bottom?
I did. Let me see. Is this good? I took all these.
that I can instantly think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very cool. I was like, what?
I mean, I'm sure it'll come to me, but
Yeah,
I mean, there's no one in my immediate family.
I'm gonna
that's
send you
an
the
A.
pictures from your cup too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you a
yeah.
cup.
I want you
I
to do
will.
one more thing, though.
Yeah.
Lick your thumb, grab the cup, lick your thumb, whichever thumb, and then I want you to go to the bottom, punch, twist, and pull out.
Punch, twist, pull out.
Yeah. You've done that before.
I have a feeling he has. There's tissue. That's interesting.
You see what you did?
Hmm.
The person that I was talking about is going to reveal themselves to you.
Oh.
The lover.
Because you went to the bottom, but you also cleared the side. And the person that I was telling you about, remember the dot that I told you?
Yeah.
Move them in closer. So they're going to be, there's a way, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
whatever happens, they're going to reveal themselves to you, or it's going to come to you in an instant, and you're going to be like,
Like, as in, like, I should, like,
That's
reach back out to
you.
them, or
you'll know.
they'll reach out to me. And this is a romantic thing.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll know. It'll instantly just happen. You'll be like,
You're gonna be like texting me. What the fuck? I can't believe this.
I just
really
got a
cool.
message from so and so, and
Yeah.
what? Well, wait a minute. No,
Yeah.
but like it's gonna connect, and when it does, it'll reveal itself to you, and then when
Yeah.
it does reveal itself to you, you'll know whether they're right in front of you and what you're gonna do, or if they're down the street and you need to go knock on their door. You'll know.
Interesting.
But I think
Very
it's something you're gonna
interesting.
want to welcome for sure.
This was a good coffee reading.
Good.
This was a good.
I mean,
coffee
I mean,
reading.
honestly, it's amazing. Again, I was like, I was watching YouTube videos yesterday, and I was
Yeah.
just like, what am I getting into?
I know it blows me
And I
away every
love it.
time.
I just think that there's like, again, it's like the different levels of like magic and
100%.
insight and the lens that people take. So
Yeah.
I just feel very honored that you guys also.
Well, the
share
fact
this
that
with me,
nobody
so.
can do your astrology chart, at least I can do your fucking coffee. read so that you
Right.
can see your own.
Do you do
self.
your own
Right.
astrology chart? You do,
I
right?
can,
Of
yeah, I
course,
can. Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
yeah. I can.
Interesting.
But it's different because you know it's expected, but you don't know what you have in the cup.
Yeah.
true.
So I do it in my full yearly reading that I do for clients.
Yeah.
There is a tarot reading at the end of it.
Yep.
It's 22 cards. It talks about each month, and my card actually for February is reconnecting with someone from the past.
Fuck
Well,
me.
hello is in your cup.
So you're saying that to me, and I'm.
I just hope that it's not some trash human being. Oh man.
But think of
Interesting.
the way that it resonates. You asked me how long does this last or
Yeah.
what it is. I go
Yeah.
60 days, and just by you putting your thumb.
Yeah.
I said it's now going to reveal itself to you. So they're not going to stay hidden. They're not going to stay in the dark. They're not going to be just this notion. There's an aspect of them that's going to be highlighted. And when it is,
I like this.
you're going to notice it and you're going to be like, wait a minute, we're talking about something else, but what the fuck? It's you. Like, whether it's a phone,
Exactly.
whether it's a
Yeah.
message, a photograph, a breeze, a song, there's something there that's going to reveal itself to you. And then at that point, you're going to know whether it's something you need to do to act on it or how you need to approach to to make sure that you're open to let yourself go with it.
To proceed with this human being.
You'll see.
Well, you said it's going to connect. You did your own fucking cards, and it said you're going to get a reconnection.
February. That's like in another 12 minutes, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Before Paul takes us out, Kyle,
I love you.
We're having such a
I've
good
had so much
time.
fun. Thank you
I
for being our
know.
guest. Can you tell our audience where they can book a read and how they can find you and follow you?
Me or you? Oh, yes.
Honey,
That's
nobody
your
gives
camera.
a shit about
That's your
my
camera
ass.
right there.
So you can find me at kylethomasastrology.com. I have horoscopes there. You can also book a reading with me through the contact page. I also highly encourage everyone to check out my Patreon, which is patreon.com/KyleThomasAstrology, because there are different tiers of exclusive content that I don't release online. Some of it can also be accessed for future readings, daily readings, all sorts of insight there. So definitely.
Oh, you can find the celebrities that he won't talk about on there.
Exactly.
Dun, dun, dun. I also have a ton of celebrity insight on my website as well. My Instagram is where I focus most of my content, and that is MrKylethomas. So thank you for having me. I love you
it.
guys.
We love you.
We need to pop a bottle of wine soon.
Yes.
You know?
We had bottles of champagne somewhere. I don't know where they went, but yeah.
Take us out, babe.
Thank you for joining us for another great episode of Undressed. Although I feel like I've been stripped on this one.
Naked.
Because he knows so much more about me than I knew since the day I was fucking born.
Exactly.
I love you, Kyle Thomas.
Before we go, I just want to remind everyone they can book a coffee read at pull2.com. And Kyle, you've just been undressed by Paul and Patrick. How do you feel?
Sexier.
Haven't heard that one yet. Bye, Undressed,
everybody.
bitches.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
This podcast is brought to you by Herdat Media and American Media Television. Executive producers are Patrick Simpson, Paula Tu, and Pat Safford. Produced by Jordan Hill and Sarah Silicula. Shooting and editing by Jordan Hill. Music by Digital Camo. Artwork by Dominique Demetz. And hosted by Paula Tu, Patrick Simpson, and Little Snow White 90210. Remember to follow at Paula Tu and at Patrick Simpson and at Snow White 90210, and watch Gown and Out in Beverly Hills on Prime Video. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode.